it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe and hit that bell icon right now. So today's episode, I want to talk about how Disneyland Paris can basically help you to live the life of your dreams. How can you live the life of your dreams at Disneyland Paris? This is video review number 4, I believe I'm on now. So yes, Disneyland Paris. I went there last week. I had an absolutely amazing time. And this is why Disneyland Paris is so good for asexuals. First of all, it's not all doom and gloom. So if you watch the news and you take notice of what's happening in the world at large at the moment, there's a lot of doom and gloom. A lot of shops are shutting down. Banks, even in the UK, are shutting down. People are going out of business. Energy prices are rocketing. There's obviously a war going on with Russia and Ukraine, and there's lots and lots of things that are very disappointing, difficult to deal with mentally and emotionally. And the world can seem really, really harsh and full of doom and gloom. And you can be like, this is what the world's like, is it? That isn't what the whole world is like. And when you go to Disneyland Paris, it is absolutely amazing because everyone is the opposite of that. They're singing from the same hymn sheet, right? In terms of everyone pretty much wants harmony there. We're all like chilled out, relaxing, having fun. It literally is like a different world. There was about 3 young couples I saw where the girl was crying, so I presume the boyfriend upset her. So that was the only downside, I'd say, if you're talking about, the way people behave towards each other. But the guys were comforting the girl, and doesn't make it right if they've upset her, but it is good they doing that. But in general, overall, the parks were amazing. There's Walt Disney Studio and Disneyland Park itself, and everyone is just there in harmony together, having a good time, really chilling out. And this can help improve and enhance your asexual life, because if you're focused on negative stuff all the time, it's really hard for your mind to comprehend how there might be niceness in the world, how there might be kindness in the world, how people might actually get along with each other. When you go to Disneyland Paris, it's like a completely different world where everyone's kind of just mingling around with each other. People are in their own groups, family groups, groups with kids. Most people keep themselves to themselves, but it's kind of like you're all singing from the same hymn sheet. You're all having fun, enjoyable, relaxing time. You're all there just to have niceness and to soak up that nice, wonderful, caring, magical energy for a while is just incredible. It really does revitalize and reinvigorate you, because you realize that not everything is doom and gloom, that people can get on with each other. There's no bother there. There's no people arguing or shouting or anything like that or swearing. It's all really beautiful. Everyone's living in harmony together there, and that's one thing I really love about Disneyland Paris. It's like for some time, the world as we know it, the doom and gloom world, just doesn't exist. And it's just amazing. I know it does exist, the world, and things aren't good in some ways. But in the time you spend in Disneyland Paris, you realize how beautiful life is and how wonderful people are, how people just get on with each other. That's good. It's not something you see every day. I mean, even where I live now in my city, you get people arguing in the streets regularly, probably every week, sometimes more than once a week. But when you go to Disneyland Paris, it's just amazing. So I think that asexuals can really chill out there. And like I said, a lot of people keep themselves to themselves anyway, so you don't have to engage in conversation with other people. I know a lot of asexuals, excuse me, are introverted, and they're not interested necessarily in talking to strangers and other people. You don't have to do that. Obviously, you have to tell the people on the ride, like, how many there is of you. With me, there was just the one person. But other than that, you don't have to talk to anyone. You just have to talk to the staff. That's it, as and when required. And so, if you're an introverted person, it will suit you quite well because you don't have to talk to people. You can keep yourself to yourself. You can please yourself what you do, and you can still make yourself happy. So I think that's very good for introverts. As I said in the first video in this series, is PDA and romance dead? Is public displays of affection and romance dead? Because when I was there was hardly anyone being romantic with each other. Hardly anyone holding hands apart from parents with kids, holding their kids' hands. And I just felt quite alone in the sense that am I the only one that's really hyper romantic and the really excessive romantic, but just who requires romance every single day of my life? It seemed like romance was dead. And if you're an aromantic asexual, someone who doesn't experience romantic attraction, I think you'll really love Disneyland Paris because there was barely anyone being romantic there. There was the odd couple. When I mean odd couple, not that they were odd, but there was just odd as in the not that many couples holding hands. But generally, most of the affection was just between the parent and the child. Um, so I think you'd like that. I think you'd love that type of love, like the familiar love, the parental family love. And I guess some of the camaraderie that would go on between friends. There's not really much romantic love going on, even though I think it's a hugely romantic place. Everyone's focused on rise and enjoy themselves. If you're a superhero fan, which I know quite a few asexuals are, then there's loads of stuff in Disneyland Paris to make you feel great, to explore and expand on that beautiful feeling of superhero style stuff and being a superhero. There is Marvel Land, the new Marvel Land, the new Spider-Man ride is incredible. Although one at the time I went on it, the ride broke down. Well, it didn't break down, it just didn't work. So it was broken, but it carried on going. So it's in these little cars, and you go in this like tunnel, and it's meant to turn around. You're meant to fire your fingers like this to kill the uh robotic spiders that are multiplying. And one time I went in, the car that we're in, the like vehicle didn't turn around for us to shoot, and so it was just pointless. We couldn't score anything. So then we had to get into another vehicle and go around again. By that time I was really needing the loot. So that was a bit more painful than I expected, but never mind. And yeah, the people I ended up being with that last time were pros. I mean, they would literally get hundreds of thousands of robots killed. Spider robots. You get to see Tom Holland at the beginning and as Spider-Man as well. It's really, really good. And the Iron Man ride, so like the Avengers ride, um, is really very strong roller coaster. I got a bit worried because I didn't feel safe in that because the headgear that you put over you, there's a little bit of space between my chest and that. So I didn't feel so comfortable in that. But it's really, really fast. I couldn't see Armageddon there anymore, so I'm guessing they've got rid of Armageddon and replaced it with that. I did get a Star Wars jacket, which I love. I love the fact that they've got loads of characters there. I know some asexuals like dressing up in character, doing cosplay. So if you're that type of person, you probably love Disney in Paris because you can get dressed up in costumes. There's a lot of kids that get dressed up in princess costumes. Some people have their face painted. So if you're into that type of thing, you can enjoy that. There's big firework spectaculars and big laser light shows at the end of the night. So that's great if you like that type of thing. If you haven't seen any fireworks last year, then or in recent months, then you can see them all in the sky. If you're a big fan of Disney, then you'll absolutely love it. They play Disney music like all the time. Then they do the laser light show at the end of the night. You can get to meet Disney characters throughout the day. I actually got a fist bump by not Superman, Spider-Man. He came out from like behind a cafe and fist bumped me. And you don't usually get that because you usually have to pay or book in advance to meet a character. And reserve your spot, but I got to do actual fist bump with him. And this Spider-Man was doing acrobatic routines on the roof because he was with Black Widow, and they were doing Avengers style action sequences on top of the roof with Black Panther and everything. It was amazing. So if you love Black Panther, if you love all those superhero movies, you're absolutely going to love Disneyland Paris. I just loved the whole music, the whole setting, the whole scenery. I had luggage that was taken from my Eurostar to the hotel so I could go straight in the park. Everything about the hotel was great. It was, apart from the shops weren't and cafes weren't open when you got back at night after the fireworks show. But the actual staff themselves were very friendly, and they cleaned my room every single day. So if you hate making your bed, if you hate cleaning your room, the staff there will do it all for you. This is in the hotel, actually, on the complex, on the Disneyland Paris resort. And free shuttle bus as well, which is really incredible. So yeah, I think as an asexual person as well, there's not really anyone being sexual there as such. I saw a couple of people, a couple in a Buzz Lightyear, like, cuddle their partners, basically. That was about it, but there was no one really being sexual at all. So if you want some sex-free, beautiful place to go on holiday where everyone's happy, having a great time, living their dreams, listening to Disney music, meeting Disney characters, and just taking part in enjoying Avengers style sequences and being part of the audience, and with Thor and all the different characters from those type of movies, superhero movies, you're in for a real treat with Disneyland Paris. I absolutely loved it because it felt so good to me. And everyone's, like I said, singing from the same hymn sheet. Everyone's in harmony. Everyone's having a great time. And this just makes it really good and peaceful and happy. And yeah. And as I have disabilities, I was able to get a disability pass, which fast tracked me on rides. So if you've got disability yourself and you can prove it with a legal document from the government, then you can actually apply to have a priority access card due to disabilities. And it's definitely worth getting because some rides like 45, 50 minutes, and you can get in as a priority under 15 minutes with a disabled concessionary pass. It's really good. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed finding out more about Disneyland Paris. There's loads of rides, obviously, if you enjoy going on them. There's also shows like Frozen, which is really popular. It's amazing. So yeah, go and just live your asexual dreams. Don't worry about romance. Don't worry about sex. Enjoy being with your favorite characters and princesses, and go and enjoy the fireworks display at the evening. They got food for everyone pretty much. Took me ages to get the right food, but I got it with Rainforest Cafe the majority of the time. So yeah, go and enjoy, eat, drink, be in harmony, love life, enjoy all the park, take part where you need to, and just be kind to yourself and loving, isn't it? Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Lots of love. Bye. Bye.